You might think bread is just bread, something simple, harmless, and comforting with your morning tea or breakfast. But if you're over 60, that soft slice you've been eating for years could be silently sabotaging your health. Because here's the truth most people don't realize. Not all breads are created equal. In fact, some of the most popular ones on supermarket shelves are the exact kinds that fuel inflammation, spike blood sugar, and accelerate aging, especially in older adults. As a health educator who has studied senior nutrition for decades, I've seen how the wrong kind of bread can worsen everything from joint pain to heart disease risk. It can even make your brain foggier, your belly rounder, and your energy vanish before noon. And yet, most seniors have no idea they're eating the wrong types, all because of clever marketing words like multigrain, low-fat, or wheat. But here's where it gets fascinating and hopeful. Because not all breads are bad. In fact, a few specific types of bread can actually lower inflammation, improve digestion, and protect your heart and brain as you age. The key is knowing how to tell the good from the bad, and making one small swap that can completely change how your body feels. So in this video, we're breaking down exactly that, the 4 worst breads you should never touch again, no matter what the label promises, and the 4 best kinds you should start eating daily if you want to keep your arteries clean, your sugar balanced, and your brain sharp well into your 70s and beyond. Stay with me till the end, because I'll also reveal one, surprise, bread most seniors think is healthy, but it's secretly one of the biggest culprits behind weight gain and fatigue after 60. Let's start with the breads that might look harmless, even healthy, but are actually doing the most damage behind the scenes. These are the 4 types of bread that silently worsen blood sugar levels, drain energy, and increase the risk of stroke, heart disease, and even memory decline in people over 60. The first one is white bread, the classic soft loaf that's been a breakfast favorite for decades. The reason it's so harmful lies in how it's made. White bread is stripped of its fiber, vitamins, and minerals during the refining process, leaving behind almost pure starch. When you eat it, your body digests it in minutes, causing a rapid spike in blood sugar and insulin levels. Over time, this leads to insulin resistance, the main trigger behind type 2 diabetes and belly fat accumulation. For seniors, this is especially dangerous because blood sugar swings can also harm small blood vessels in the brain and eyes. Even worse, that quick energy white bread gives you vanishes fast, leaving you tired and craving more carbs within hours. If you've ever felt sleepy after a breakfast toast, now you know why. It's not your age, it's the bread. Now, you might think switching to something labeled wheat bread is safer. Unfortunately, that brings us to the second worst type, fake whole wheat bread. Most of what you see on supermarket shelves labeled wheat, multigrain, or fiber-rich isn't what it seems. These breads are often made mostly of refined white flour with just a small percentage of whole grain added for color or texture. The brown tint is often from caramel coloring, not actual grains. For someone over 60, this kind of bread is a wolf in sheep's clothing. It spikes your blood sugar nearly the same way white bread does, but tricks you into thinking you're eating something healthy. Over time, it contributes to inflammation, bloating, and even worsens cholesterol levels, all while robbing your body of the real nutrients it needs to stay strong. The third dangerous type is bread made with added sugars and preservatives, often found in packaged soft sandwich breads, burger buns, and sweet rolls. Many seniors prefer these because they're soft and easy to chew, but what's inside is a metabolic disaster. Hidden sugars, high fructose corn syrup, and artificial dough conditioners make these breads last longer on shelves, but much harder for your body to process. These additives keep your insulin levels elevated, increasing fat storage around the belly and liver. High sugar bread also causes energy crashes and mood swings, making you feel sluggish and irritable. If you read the ingredient list and see more than 5 items, especially words ending in "os" or "syrup," that's a clear red flag. The bread may look innocent, but it's aging your arteries from the inside out. The fourth and final bread you must avoid might surprise you: gluten-free processed bread. Many seniors turn to gluten-free options thinking they're healthier, but most commercial gluten-free breads are made with refined starches like tapioca, potato, and rice flour. These ingredients have even higher glycemic indexes than wheat, which means they can spike blood sugar even faster. And because these breads lack the structure that gluten provides, companies often add extra oils, gums, and preservatives to improve texture, creating a highly processed product that's far from natural. Unless you have diagnosed celiac disease or a true gluten sensitivity, these gluten-free loaves can actually do more harm than good. For most people over 60, they raise blood sugar, increase cravings, and provide almost zero real fiber or nutrients. Here's the thing, bread isn't inherently bad. The problem is how modern bread is made. Industrial baking shortcuts, cheap ingredients, and long shelf life goals have replaced traditional methods that once made bread nourishing. In the past, breads were fermented slowly using natural yeast, allowing gluten to break down and nutrients to become more bioavailable. Today's breads are made in hours, not days, and that lack of fermentation leaves you with something your gut struggles to digest. This is why so many seniors experience bloating, gas, or heaviness after eating even small amounts of bread. It's not always your digestion slowing down, it's your bread becoming more artificial. When you combine these factors, refined flour, hidden sugar, preservatives, and poor fermentation, you get a perfect recipe for inflammation and rapid aging. These breads raise your blood pressure, worsen arthritis pain, interfere with nutrient absorption, and can even trigger mental fatigue. It's no wonder so many people feel foggy or sluggish after a sandwich or toast. The scary part is that these effects are subtle and cumulative. You won't feel them overnight, but month after month, year after year, they chip away at your health silently. But don't worry, the solution isn't giving up bread forever. The real key is switching to smarter, natural types that work with your body, not against it. The right kinds of bread can stabilize blood sugar, feed healthy gut bacteria, and even reduce your risk of heart disease and memory decline. Coming up next, I'll share the 4 best breads that every person over 60 should eat regularly, the ones that protect your heart, support muscle strength, and keep your digestion running smoothly without the sugar spikes or bloating. Now that we've exposed the breads that secretly harm your health, let's turn to the ones that can heal and support your body after 60. Because the right kind of bread isn't your enemy, it can actually be your best friend when it's made with real, slow-fermented grains and rich natural fiber. The breads you're about to discover can help keep your blood sugar steady, your arteries flexible, your brain sharp, and your gut thriving. Here are the 4 types you should eat daily, or at least several times a week, if you want to nourish your body instead of working against it. The first one is 100% whole grain or sprouted grain bread. These are breads made from the entire grain kernel, bran, germ, and endosperm, meaning you get the full package of fiber, vitamins, and minerals that nature intended. Sprouted grain bread, in particular, is a powerhouse for seniors because the sprouting process breaks down starches and increases nutrient availability. That means your body can absorb more B vitamins, iron, and magnesium from every slice. It's also easier to digest since sprouting partially pre-digests the grain. For people over 60, that's a game changer. It supports stable energy, better gut health, and less bloating. The high fiber content also slows the absorption of glucose, protecting you from the dangerous sugar spikes that come from refined breads. Ezekiel bread is one great example of this type, made with sprouted lentils, barley, millet, and spelt. Just one slice can keep you full for hours, help regulate bowel movements, and support heart health naturally. Next on the list is sourdough bread, especially the traditional, naturally fermented kind. What makes sourdough special isn't just its tangy flavor, it's the fermentation process that uses wild yeast and beneficial bacteria. This slow fermentation breaks down gluten and phytic acid, making it far easier on the digestive system. Many seniors who think they can't tolerate bread at all find they can enjoy true sourdough without the bloating or heaviness. The good bacteria in sourdough also act as natural probiotics, supporting your gut microbiome, which plays a huge role in immune strength and mental clarity. Unlike commercial yeast breads, sourdough doesn't spike blood sugar as quickly, which is crucial for maintaining stable energy and brain function. But here's the important part, not all breads labeled sourdough are real. Many store-bought versions are fakes made with vinegar for flavor. Look for ones that say naturally leavened or long fermented. The fewer ingredients, the better. Just flour, water, and salt should be enough. The third kind of bread every senior should add to their diet is rye bread, particularly whole grain rye. Rye is one of the most nutrient-dense grains on the planet and is especially beneficial for people over 60 because it's high in soluble fiber. This fiber forms a gel-like substance in your gut that slows digestion, lowers cholesterol, and keeps you satisfied longer. Studies show rye bread can significantly reduce post-meal blood sugar and insulin spikes compared to wheat bread. That means fewer cravings, better weight control, and a more stable mood throughout the day. Rye also contains lignans, plant compounds that support hormonal balance and reduce inflammation, which can help protect joints and arteries as you age. Just make sure to choose authentic dark rye or pumpernickel bread made with whole rye flour, not the light-colored versions that are often dyed or diluted with wheat. A single slice with avocado or a bit of olive oil can make for a heart-friendly, fiber-packed breakfast. The fourth and final bread on this list is one many people overlook: oat bread made with 100% whole oats or oat flour. Oats are naturally gluten-free, unless contaminated during processing, and are rich in a special type of fiber called beta-glucan. This fiber helps lower LDL cholesterol, support healthy digestion, and stabilize blood sugar, 3 key goals for anyone over 60. Oat bread also provides slow-releasing energy that helps you feel calm and alert throughout the day. It's especially beneficial for seniors who struggle with blood sugar swings, fatigue, or mid-afternoon crashes. When choosing oat bread, check the ingredient list carefully. It should list whole oats or whole oat flour as one of the first ingredients, not enriched white flour. And if you can find one that's combined with seeds like flax, chia, or sunflower, that's even better, because you'll be adding omega-3s that protect your heart and brain. Now, here's something important to remember. Even with the healthiest breads, portion size matters. 1 or 2 slices per meal are usually enough, depending on your activity level and health goals. Pairing your bread with protein and healthy fats, like eggs, nut butter, or avocado, helps slow digestion even more, keeping your blood sugar stable and your energy sustained. And whenever possible, choose breads that are fresh, locally baked, and made without preservatives. These breads not only taste better, but they also contain natural live enzymes that support better digestion. There's also a mental health benefit to choosing the right bread. Seniors who switch from refined breads to whole, fermented ones often report improved clarity, mood, and focus. That's because your gut and brain are deeply connected through what scientists call the gut-brain axis. When you feed your gut healthy fibers and fermented foods, it produces neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, the very chemicals that help you feel calm, focused, and happy. So, eating the right bread isn't just about your waistline or blood sugar, it's about your mental well-being too. And here's a bonus tip. To get the most benefit, try lightly toasting your bread instead of over-toasting it. Dark, burnt toast can produce compounds called acrylamides, which may increase oxidative stress, something you definitely want to avoid as you age. Light toasting, on the other hand, improves flavor and reduces moisture without creating harmful residues. When you switch from those soft, processed white loaves to nutrient-rich, fiber-packed breads like sprouted grain, sourdough, rye, or oat, you're not just changing what's on your plate, you're changing how your entire body functions. Your digestion improves, your energy stabilizes, your cholesterol levels come down, and your mind feels clearer. It's one of the simplest but most powerful changes any senior can make to reclaim vitality and longevity. Let's step back for a moment and talk about why the right bread matters so much after 60. Because this isn't just about calories or weight, it's about how your body changes with age and how food interacts with those changes. When you hit your 60s, your metabolism naturally slows, your muscle mass begins to decline, and your body becomes more sensitive to blood sugar fluctuations. The wrong kind of bread, refined, sugary, and preservative-heavy, only accelerates that decline. But the right bread can actually protect you from it. Here's what experts in senior nutrition have discovered. The older you get, the more your body relies on stable blood sugar to maintain brain function, heart rhythm, and energy balance. Every time your blood sugar spikes, which happens when you eat white or processed bread, your body produces more insulin. Over time, those repeated spikes can lead to insulin resistance, inflammation, and oxidative stress. This combination damages cells, narrows arteries, and even affects how your brain communicates. That's why so many seniors experience fatigue, memory fog, and irritability after eating certain foods. It's not just aging, it's how those foods affect blood sugar and hormones. The good news is that high-fiber breads like whole grain, sourdough, and rye do the opposite. They slow digestion, moderate glucose absorption, and feed beneficial gut bacteria. These bacteria produce short-chain fatty acids that lower inflammation and strengthen your intestinal lining, reducing the risk of leaky gut, which is linked to autoimmune issues and chronic fatigue. Research also shows that seniors who consume fermented and whole-grain breads regularly have lower CRP levels, a key marker of inflammation in the blood. Lower inflammation means less joint pain, clearer thinking, and even better sleep quality. Experts also emphasize the importance of magnesium, B vitamins, and natural fiber, all abundant in sprouted and whole-grain breads. These nutrients support nerve function, muscle recovery, and cardiovascular health, three pillars of healthy aging. For example, magnesium helps regulate heartbeat and reduces muscle cramps, while B vitamins enhance memory and reduce the risk of depression. But refined breads strip all these away, leaving you with empty calories that do nothing for your longevity. Another fascinating insight is how bread affects your gut-brain connection. A well-fed gut microbiome produces neurotransmitters like serotonin, the happiness chemical, and GABA, which promotes relaxation. That's why many people feel calmer and more balanced when they switch to fermented breads like sourdough. So, what you eat in the morning doesn't just fuel your body, it influences your mood, your clarity, and even how well you sleep at night. In short, the right bread helps your body age smarter. It keeps your blood vessels flexible, your brain active, and your digestion efficient. It turns your daily toast from something harmful into something healing. And at this stage of life, that one small choice, switching the bread on your table, can create a ripple effect across your entire health. So, what's the takeaway from all this? The bread you choose each day may seem like a small detail, but for anyone over 60, it can make the difference between steady energy and constant fatigue, between strong arteries and silent inflammation. The truth is, bread isn't the enemy, the processing is. Once you start choosing natural, slow-fermented, and whole-grain breads, you'll notice the difference almost immediately. Your digestion becomes lighter, your blood sugar stays stable, and that afternoon crash slowly disappears. If you've been relying on white, soft wheat, or sugary sandwich breads out of habit, it's time to give your body an upgrade. Start by replacing them with one of the healthier choices we talked about. Maybe a slice of sprouted grain bread for breakfast, a bit of rye for lunch, or a small piece of sourdough with your evening soup. Even one smart swap a day can create measurable improvements in your energy, mood, and digestion. You don't have to go completely bread-free or live on salads. You just have to eat the right kind of bread that works with your body instead of against it. And remember, quality always matters more than quantity. It's better to eat one slice of authentic, nutrient-rich bread made from whole, sprouted, or fermented grains than 3 slices of the fluffy white kind that offers nothing but starch. When you support your gut and balance your blood sugar, you support your heart, your brain, and your longevity every single day. So, the next time you stand in front of the bread aisle, don't be fooled by colorful labels and health claims. Read the ingredients, look for words like whole, sprouted, or naturally fermented, and avoid anything that sounds like a chemistry experiment. Your future self, with sharper memory, stronger energy, and a healthier heart, will thank you for it. Because in the end, the secret to healthy aging isn't about cutting out everything you love. It's about choosing smarter, simpler foods that let your body do what it was designed to do: heal, renew, and thrive.